And it's time for Jags Report live here at Top Golf. The show must go on despite 4 losses in a row.
This is the Action Sports Jags Report live. Sponsored by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys.
Well, there's Nick Foles and Gardner Minshew, and obviously a decision has been made, and it was made yesterday. About 2:30 in the afternoon by Doug Marrone. They went back to the rookie quarterback after the struggles in 10 quarters from Nick Foles, and now it's Gardner Minshew's team, maybe forever here in Jacksonville, or at least the foreseeable future.
Well, definitely for the here and now, and Doug Marrone saying today in a conference call he wants Gardner Minshew to play the next 4 games the rest of the way here, the final quarter of the season, and see what happens, and we go from there. But Gardner Minshew will take over. Look, Nick Foles struggled yesterday, obviously. The whole team struggled yesterday, obviously. He didn't get a lot of help from his offensive line yesterday, obviously. And you looked up, and it's 15-0, and my goodness gracious, they have gotten into a role here that they can't seemingly get out of.
Yeah, welcome to Jags Report Live, everybody, here on a Monday night at Top Golf. Brent Martineau, Dan Hicken, Chris Conley, Jags wide receiver, will join us in just a moment. But the big thought is about this quarterback change. And you got to feel a little bit for Nick Foles here. I mean, things have gone awry in this first season in Jacksonville, from getting hurt to now coming back into the fold and really only given 2.5 games when the Jags needed to hit the gas. They were in win-now mode, sense of urgency, and he struggled, and he has struggled, and now the season from a playoff standpoint won't happen. And now this team needed a boost, needed some energy. You could feel the energy Minshew brought yesterday.
Yeah, listen, they had a chance. They got down to the 1-yard line. It was 25-11. If they were able to punch it in right there, all of a sudden it's a 1-score game, and you know things would have got a little bit different on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers sideline. But that didn't occur, and in the end the Jaguars lose. And they've lost 4 straight games by 17 points or more. That's really tough to deal with and almost unfathomable in the NFL, but it's something that is real and happening here for the Jacksonville Jaguars right now. They got to find a way to dig out of this over the last quarter of the season.
Well, they get another struggling team coming in, and that is the L.A. Chargers, who dropped to 4-8.
Of San Diego.
Happens. Yes, that happens next Sunday. A 4:05 kick, and then in Oakland, at Atlanta, Indianapolis. Just trying to find a win right now. The Jacksonville Jaguars make everybody feel a little bit better because things are boiling here in Jacksonville. It's time for Chris Conley to enter the show.
Chris Conley, wide receiver, Georgia.
And oh, what a grab! A one-handed catch, Chris Conley.
I see an opportunity to come and contribute with the team.
Pulled in by Conley for the touchdown.
Let's make it happen. Let's make this run.
Check.
All right, here he is, Chris Conley, Jaguars wide receiver. Tough loss yesterday, but let's not bury the lead here.
Yeah, this just in. Chris wants to talk about the Georgia Bulldogs against the SEC.
We can do that.
And the SEC championship for the next half hour. Sorry, folks, if you're expecting Jaguars talk. It's an LSU and Georgia breakdown here on the show.
We can do that.
Okay,
He would enjoy that, but let's not bury
right into it. Go ahead, get it out of the way.
Well, let's do it. And look, Gardner Minshew, the team made the move yesterday. Doug Marrone made the call today. He's going to start Gardner Minshew the rest of the way. Just first talk about Gardner and what he brings to the table and what you hope for here over these next 4 games, Chris.
Well, one of the thoughts behind giving Gardner the start here is Gardner's mobility. We've had some issues in protection. We've had some issues in plays breaking down, not only with the line, but with the tight ends and with receivers having to pick up and being involved in that protection. And his ability to move around in the pocket and extend plays with his feet kind of makes up for that lack of protection and really gives our offense more of a chance to make some plays spontaneously when they break down.
When Gardner went to the bench after the London game, Doug Marrone and company said, hey, we're going to give Gardner some chances to grow anyway, even in practices. And Gardner Minshew mentioned yesterday 7-on-7, like an extra session in practice for him to kind of at least stay comfortable, getting a little bit more of a rhythm. You played with Patrick Mahomes last year in Kansas City. Did they do anything like that? How unusual is something
Very
like
unusual.
the Jags did here?
Very unusual. That doesn't happen around the league. You hear people say time and time again, second-string quarterbacks don't get any reps, and that is true. Second-string quarterbacks don't get reps in practice. They don't get reps with the first team. They for sure don't get reps running the plays that the team has planned for the game plan. But Coach Marrone has gone on, and he added 2 periods at the end of practice with the second and third string to go against the defense, giving a scout look, giving them opportunities to run the game plan plays so that Gardner could stay locked in.
There's an old adage, Chris, that the quarterback gets too much of the praise when things go good and too much of the blame when things go bad. you're close personal friends with Nick Foles. This has got to be a tough time for him to go through. And it wasn't all his fault, but his play has not been what we expected, I think, over these last 2.5 games.
It is a tough time. It is a tough time. You know, when the offense struggles, the first person that people look at is the quarterback.
Right.
We had a lot of miscues on offense. Nick had some miscues himself. The offensive line had miscues. We had breakdowns and miscues on the outside with the receivers. But, you know, ultimately, the quarterback changing decision was made, and we can't do really anything about that. The only thing that I know is that Nick is going to do the best job that he can to be what this team needs him to be, and he's not going to complain. He's going to help us win.
I think you got to think about the perspective on this, too. Nick Foles, the way he established himself, made a name for himself in the NFL the last couple of years, was being a savior up in Philadelphia.
Right.
And the Jaguars fans and everybody around here was hoping he was going to come in here and lead them to the playoffs, and it just kind of didn't work that way this last month of November, now the switch. And with that comes frustration when all things are breaking down. Inside the locker room, it's not just about the quarterback. How careful does this football team have to be to not go off the rails and combust? Because when you lose, it can happen in the NFL.
You know, I think this is a great opportunity to say that there are so many things that need to grow and that need to mature in this organization as a whole, that grabbing a quarterback and inserting a quarterback in a situation doesn't solve everything. It doesn't solve some of the breakdowns that you have in communication. It doesn't solve some of the maturity cases where you have to have guys step up and grow up across the board in a team that really should have closer games. You talk about winning some games by 17 points and more.
Right.
This league, the majority of the games in the league are decided by 7 points or less.
Right.
A lot of that has to do with the way that people respond to adversity. So, you know, this is a great opportunity for the organization itself to look inward and see, hey, what are the other things that need to grow and need to change here so that we can be a factor not only early and throughout the year, but late in the season as well.
And everybody's sort of responsible for that. There's some talk yesterday, obviously, when we went into the locker room, there was some heated conversation going on. That's okay to a point, as long as it doesn't get worse, right? I mean, we want guys who care. We want guys who are angry about losing. So that's okay, but there's a level there where it has to stop, right?
Exactly. You want guys to care about losing and being in a situation where they can help the team win. But when confrontations arise and they start over things that aren't trivial, that have nothing to do with us as a team coming together,
right,
that's where the things have to be cut off. And we had to say, hey, guys, let's find a way to solve this and deal with it, especially when, you know, there's other people on the outside looking in. Let's keep it together. Let's come back together and figure out what we need to do moving forward.
I just ask, if anybody's really mad, just take a swing when Dan's asking the question, not when I am. Please.
The interesting thing to me about this, guys, is that the roster is better than the record, in my opinion. Now, if I told you Leonard Fournette was going to have 1,000 yards, you've already set a personal record for yards in a season, receiving yards in a season. Your rookie defensive end was going to set a rookie record, franchise rookie record with 9 sacks.
DJ Chark, 8 touchdowns.
I mean, I could go on. So something's not quite clicking, though, overall as a team, I guess, is what I'm trying to ask you.
Consistency.
Consistency. Yeah.
You know, across the board, there needs to be more consistency. Those great performances by individual players need to be put together to be team efforts and wins. And really, we just haven't been consistent to this point. There hasn't been consistency on all 3 phases, offense, defense, and special teams.
Top Golf Jags Report live. Brent Martineau along with Dan Hicken, Jags wide receiver Chris Conley. By the way, we appreciate you coming in. This is an easy day for Chris to say, hey, guys, I'm not going to come in on this one. But he's a true professional, and we appreciate great insight all the time. We get a lot of feedback. Chris does a fantastic job here on Jags.
I want to jump into and ask you, 25-11, ball on the 1-yard line. Attitude okay at that point, right? You score, and all of a sudden you're back in the game, right?
Exactly. You know, that everything's in front of us.
Yeah.
There's a lot of time on the clock. You put those points on the board, and it's anyone's ball game. You know, in that opportunity and in that situation right there, you'd love to be able to run the ball in.
Sure.
You'd love to be able to, you know, even if you got to play action it, get them to bite and come in. But really, the offense kind of got into this stagnated mode where it couldn't move forward, and you have to fix that. You have to fix that in that situation. We have to get points.
That dang red zone, but had a lot of momentum, a lot of juice at that point. All right, there are some injuries to talk about. Let's do it.
This injury report is brought to you by Anajar and Levine, accident attorneys.
Oh, we had DJ Hayden on the show a couple of weeks back, and he's played fantastic football, went out of this game. Keep an eye on that with a neck injury, but DJ's having a great year. So, again, we get more updates on Wednesday.
Right.
We'll keep an eye on that. We'll keep an eye on Miles Jack, too, who didn't play, but I thought Donald Payne did a nice job.
Did do a nice job. I think he had 13 tackles. So,
Yeah. And this was
overall
scary,
good.
too. Josh Allen, who obviously set the single-season rookie record for sacks, he goes out, was being evaluated for a concussion, checked out okay, talk to the media after. And usually if you have a concussion or you're not in good shape, you won't talk to the media. So good sign for Josh Allen. There are probably a lot of guys right now that don't want to talk to the media.
Speaking of the fans a little bit, guys, there's this comic. His name is like Scooter Magruder. And he's a funny guy, and he's a Gator fan, and he's a Cowboys fan, and he watches the games, and then he kind of, as you watch the game with him. So I thought, wouldn't it be interesting if I sort of rewatched the Jaguar game from a fan's perspective and kind of let my emotions out? So don't pay total attention to this, Chris, but
Dan the fan
here watching the Jags yesterday. Okay, here we go. TC says we're in this together. This is the day we turn it around, Jags. Let's go. Whew. Not many folks at the game today, huh? 3rd and 5. Let's get a 3 and out here. 16 yards to Mike Evans. Come on, AJ. Now that's Saxonville. I see you, Leon Jacobs. Oh, Foles going back to pass. Going up top. Dede. Yeah, down the sideline. Big gainer. All right, let's capitalize. Nick. No. What are you throwing to? All right, Foles, let's go. John, look out. No, the ball's, oh, no. Oh, my gosh. What just happened? Get Minshew in there. Penalty on the PAT? 15-0 already? Run, Nick, run. Hey, he scored. Nobody touched him. What are they doing? What the whistle? Come on, Walt Anderson. Okay, we're driving 1st and 10 at the 11. Nick, throw it. Did he fumble? Yeah, Donald Payne's got himself an interception. Run, Donald, run. And, of course, it bounced. Boo! All right, I'm watching. Minshew's going in. Let's go, Gardner. Get us some points. Come on. Oh, look. Holding. 68. How many penalties are we going to get today? And there goes the Wyoming Wildman. Sack him. Hey, it's the ball. Jaguars ball. Let's go. Okay, Minshew. We got Dede. Touchdown. Yes, sir. Let's go for 2. Okay, Minshew. There's Dede. Touchdown. Well, wait. No. Murphy Bunting? Man, the air has been sucked out of this place. 4th and 9. Let's get a junker. Oh, gosh, Gardner. No. Ball on the ground. Game over. It's so hard being a Jags fan. Isn't it, Rock?
Hey, listen.
Those are the emotions.
I gotta sit with this guy in the press box. He does the same thing. It's not just when he's on his couch.
Well, it's, listen, we've been around 25 years, and we want you guys to win, and we desperately want you to, it's great. It's a great time when everybody's winning. You experienced it out in Kansas City, so you feel my pain, I guess.
Everyone feels the negative effects of a loss.
Yes.
Some of the guys who feel it the most are the guys on the field. When you're down there and things aren't going well and the boos start coming in, you feel every single one of those.
I was going to say, on the sideline, it might have been an R-rated version of that at times.
Yeah,
yesterday. Hey, Lee Bryce, Cassidy Pope putting on a country concert here at 6 o'clock on Friday.
Cool.
You can get tickets at topgolf.com/Jacksonville. I'll be here for that one. They're going to have the set right out here at Topgolf. It'll be a lot of fun. We are right here, Jags Report Live. Brent Martineau, Dan Hicken, and, of course, Chris Conley. My Cause, My Cleats, you're doing it this week?
Yeah, Ocean Conservancy Organization. It's an awesome opportunity for players to wear cleats, raise money for organizations that they love, and affect the community while doing their job.
All right, Cyber Monday, Dan. So
What's
we thought
today?
we'd go shopping. We have 60 seconds to go. I'm going to spend your money if you don't mind.
Have a way.
And what I would try to get a lot of money on tight ends. The Jags need the tight end group to be beefed up.
Okay.
So that's where I'm going, pass-catching tight end. Now, Chris, I kind of gave you a Cyber Monday shopping list. It's as simple as a win. Right now, you're just going shopping for a win.
Exactly. We want to go in. We want to show some consistency. Offense, defense, and special teams. Put a team game together and just come out with a team win. The team can use it. The city of Jacksonville can use it. The organization can use it. And it'll set us up going forward.
I'm just going to look ahead real quick and hope for, in the draft, we can get 2 all-pro players to help this football team next year.
Oh, no, you're already talking draft.
Well, I hate to do it, but that's what I'm doing.
A lot,
I'm looking ahead a little bit. 2 all-pro draft picks.
Yeah, there you go. All right.
Okay.
Hey, have a good week.
Thanks for coming
Have
in.
a good month. You've had a good season, so go finish it off in style this next month. We appreciate you joining us. And you can, too, every Monday from Top Golf, Jags Report Live right here on CBS 47. Jaguars and Chargers, it's a 4:05 game on Sunday on Fox 30 next week. Have a good week, everybody. We'll see you back here next Monday.
Thanks for watching the Action Sports Jags Report Live. Sponsored by Anajar and Levine, Accident Attorneys.